Miss Cousin, you and your mother say you had no choice but to drag the defendant, Mr. Bell, into court today because you're fed up with his lies.
Yes,
He denies being the father of your 7-month-old son, Taquan, and has even gone to the extreme by blocking all contact with you. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Bell, you say that Miss Cousin has told you that you are not Taquan's father and say she's trying to use this baby to bust up your 6-year relationship. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're confident that today's DNA results will get her out of your life for good.
Yes, Your Honor.
Miss Cousin, you say you're fed up with his lies.
I'm fed up with his lies because he's a two-time liar. He told my daughter that he was single, that he was not in a relationship.
Why you can't
I know he was in a relationship with her
because
I seen his picture on her phone. When she started being with him, I seen how her attitude changed.
Who did I sleep with, you or her?
I knew then that she was pregnant.
Who did I sleep with, you or her?
I met you at a relative house. You came to a relative house to pick her up
what your child out here doing, man.
Hold on, with her bad
Mr. Bell, hold on.
And you took her with you. You had your cousin in the car. You got out the car. You greet me. You hugged me. I told you, I'm nice to meet you. You said, nice to meet you too. She got in the car with you. She left with you for that whole weekend.
So, Miss Cousin, you're basically saying that Mr. Bell was a two-timer. He had your daughter thinking he was in a relationship with her, but he was really in a relationship with somebody else?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that true, Mr. Bell?
No. We went out once, but that was it. A whole weekend? No. I had to get back to her.
You went out once, a whole weekend, yes. And then not only that, y'all had lunch together.
Can she let her daughter talk?
She wasn't there. I go in her room, I found receipts with 2 combos on it. I asked her what the combos for. For him and her. You know, at the end of the day.
2 combos
meal for lunch. Oh, yeah.
Oh, so
if she paying for it, of course I'm gonna take the food. She paying for it.
Yeah, and y'all in a relationship.
What you mean?
So, listen, Destiny, I want to hear from you.
Let her talk.
So, Mr. Bell, first of all, let me make sure you understand something. I got this under control. I'm listening to the testimony. I'm going to get to you. They're the plaintiffs. They're bringing this action, so I want to know why. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then I'm going to get to you, and I want to hear your side. Destiny, your mother asserts that Mr. Bell made you feel like he was in a relationship with you, but really he was in a relationship with somebody else.
Yes, Your Honor.
How did you meet him?
We met at this job that we was working at. When I first met him, he told me he wasn't with no one. I never slept with no one else at work. Every time I go out to get lunch, he right behind me. What you eating for lunch? Can you buy me something? Meet me downtown. Tell me I cannot pay his phone bill every time I get paid.
When she should have been.
Were you paying his phone bill?
Yes. While she was paying his phone bill and buying him lunch, I was also doing other things for me and my husband have a roof over our head. We don't have no other income, but what my husband do is work. And at the end of the day, I want Cortez to step up and take the responsibility and be a man and help take care of his son. Because me and my husband have been doing it for the last 7 months. Buying milk, strollers, walkers, baby bed, car seat, everything. That take a toll on me. Destiny was on a good route. She graduated from job coach, high school diploma. I pushed that to the fullest because I was not gonna let her give up on her education. Once she graduated, job coach gave her a job, somewhere to work. Once she got that job, she fell into the footsteps of him. And what he did, he used her to the fullest. And today, I'm walking in her shoes because I've been taking care of Taquan. I've been doing it all. Not him, nobody else but me and my husband. And it's time for him to pay me back. And he needs to be in his son's life to teach him the right from wrong, to be a young man.
Mr. Bell, I want you to take me back because I want to hear your side. Now, you say, yeah, you ate the food because she was buying it. You said, yeah, you slept with her.
Once.
Once?
Lie.
It only takes once, you know that, right?
No.
And so, what was the nature of the relationship in your mind?
We met at work. I only seen her outside of work, maybe twice. We was never together because I had to go home to her. I was staying with her and my kid.
Were you flirting with her at work?
Yeah.
Yes.
But
were you asking her what she's eating for lunch and buy you some too?
No.
Lie.
No.
Well, you said you already ate the food because she was buying it.
Yeah, she offered.
So, Mr. Bell, you said this was a one-time thing when you had sex with...
In a car.
Oh, okay, so you had sex in a car. Did you use protection?
Yes.
No lie.
Yes.
No lie.
Miss Cousin and her mom, they're claiming that this was going on. This was an ongoing relationship. That's not true?
No.
Yes, it is true, Your Honor.
Destiny, I see the tears in your eyes. What are you feeling right now?
Because he lied. No, he lied. Why would you lie on me for no reason?
Because he felt your weakness. That's what he felt. He felt that he could take control of you because he knew that you was the one that was not gonna say nothing and was gonna be silent. But as of today, God is my witness. I'm speaking, and I'm speaking out loud.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. So, Mr. Bell, are you denying the baby is yours?
Yes.
Because you have the girlfriend of 6 years or because you truly believe this isn't your biological
it's not
child?
mine.
Why? Why do you doubt?
For one, when she got pregnant, I found out she was pregnant through a manager at the job. He called me in the office and told me she was pregnant. And I told him the same thing I'm telling her. It's not mine.
Why you lying?
Destiny, how did it go?
When I came home, I called him. I said, I'm pregnant. He said, oh, well, call me back. Let me know what you gonna do. And that was it, and he hung up the phone.
Did you tell your manager at work?
I told my manager, because that's the day that my back was hurting. She said,
And she
you
told
can go.
me the baby wasn't mine. I don't want
Why
the
is
baby
you-
by you anyway.
Wait,
She
he
told
just
me-
said that you told him the baby wasn't his.
He's a supposed to lie. All he do
No,
is
you
lie.
and your mama
But
compulsive
Mr.
like.
Bell, you said that she didn't tell you, she told the manager and the manager told you.
Yes. And once I went to her and told her that it's not mine, the first thing, I don't want no baby by you anyway.
Wait, I don't want a baby by you anyway is different from the baby is not yours. Which did she say?
Both.
Why you lying?
real.
Boy, you
Lying.
don't do that, but lie.
Man,
It's
just give me the
lying.
result, man, so I can go on my life and you go find your baby daddy, man.
Okay.
Well, we just want it to
ain't
be
me.
over with, Your Honor, because we really want him to help take care of this baby. You know, Destiny just got a new job now, and I want her to stay positive. I want her to go
now
to
she wanna
college.
stay
That's
positive.
one
She
thing
went
that I
positive when
want
she
her
was
to
out
do.
here hoeing around.
Well, you
She
can
went
say whatever
positive
you
then.
want to say at the end of the day. How you know what she was doing when you
All right,
said that?
let's get some order. Let's get some order. Mr. Bell, after you find out that she's pregnant, do you participate in the process of the not at all?
She with a whole nother dude doing her pregnant.
No, I was
what
not.
What dude under 25 gonna be with somebody else? A
Boy,
pregnant
you
woman
is
that-
lying.
and it
You
ain't
a
his baby.
supposed to liar.
What-
I
what is
wasn't with
supposed to?
nobody. I
She didn't
wasn't
start
with
talking to
nobody.
until
Thank
after
you,
this baby was born.
baby.
Mr. Bell, how do you know she was with someone else?
Because he had his baby mama searching on me.
Nah, you surf my baby.
And that's how they got in
Nobody.
contact
I ain't
with
got
y'all.
no
You
touch
is-
nobody.
Yes.
All right, I want to hear from your witness. Step over to the podium, ma'am. Miss King, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
So you are Mr. Bell's girlfriend?
Yes.
Okay, so now, how did you find out that your boyfriend was having a relationship with somebody else?
I was pregnant with our second daughter. And I guess you could say a mutual friend happened to recognize Cortez on her page, like for his pictures and stuff like that. And he asked if Cortez and I were still together. And I was just like, you know, of course. So he gave me her name or whatever. I searched for her on Instagram. Of course I'm gonna search. I see Cortez is her profile picture, and I see her bio. She's like, oh, I love him. That's the one for me and stuff like that. So I requested her. I saw the page, but I didn't really think nothing of it. It looked real immature to me because they didn't have physical pictures together. I wouldn't believe that they were in a real relationship compared to how him and I are.
So wait a minute, did you know who she was when she made the request on your
No,
page?
I didn't even know who she was.
You didn't. And so how did you find out, Miss King, your boyfriend had in fact slept with Miss Cousin?
She messaged me on Facebook, and she was like, do you have Cortez's mom number? Because I have his baby over here. At that point, I showed his mom. His mom was like, well, who is that? I found out she was pregnant through the same person who told me that
Who told you that they were together?
Yeah, and when I asked Cortez, I said, you know, she's pregnant. Do you have anything to do with this? He told me no.
Do you believe he just slept with her one time in the back of a car?
Part of me, yes. You know, because he's always with me.
Miss Cousin, I want you to tell the court the nature of your relationship.
We slept together 3 times, unprotected, and he know that.
Where'd you all go?
We'll go anywhere.
Where we went? Where did we go?
In the car, it don't matter.
Where did we go?
And we went
Since
to the
was on
club
a
with
date.
your cousin them. You know that.
So what you're saying is you all would go out or have sex, but he'd always leave.
Yes.
But you didn't think he was in a relationship.
No, he told me he wasn't in a relationship when I first met him.
You say Mr. Bill hasn't done anything for
Nothing
Taquan.
at all.
But has he
Nothing.
ever seen Taquan?
Seen my baby one time. And when he came
On
over
a
there,
picture.
he asked for sex. And was talking about his baby mama.
Where you stay at?
Exactly. You know we stay
you
on
know
Park
where
Valley
we
Drive.
stay at.
I let you in the house.
They be in a
I let
different,
you
they
in the
be in a
house.
different house.
Let me tell you
Every,
where he
y'all
told me,
staying,
Dom.
where y'all staying in a rooming house?
No.
Tell me what happened.
He came
You want
in.
crack jokes.
When he came,
Hold on. Hold on. Mr. Bell, I'm getting tired of your side talking, because I'm gonna tell you what it looks like. Every time they go to testify, you talking over them, and the only thing it looks like to me is that you don't want me to hear what they're saying because they're telling the truth. I'm about tired of this little attitude you got, because you got a nice girl. But you over there sniffing up at this little girl at work, letting her buy you food and pay your phone bill. Now you here in this courtroom. Don't be mad at nobody but yourself, baby.
Oh, yes.
Nobody. So all this hemming and hawing and rolling your eyes, it don't do nothing for me. You need to be mad at yourself, boo-boo.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you think I believe you slept with this girl one time in a car, ain't nobody crazy up in here. But you, if you think I believe you. Now, Destiny,
yes, Your Honor.
you said he came to see the baby one time.
Yes,
But when he came to see the baby, he wanted to have sex.
Yes, he asked me. He said, would you have sex with me? I was like, no. He's like, what, you scared of your boyfriend? I said, I ain't scared of my boyfriend. My boyfriend ain't got nothing to do with it. And when he came, he had a flat tire. He asked to use my sister four-wayer to take the tire off. Mm-hmm. So my daddy was trying to help him. And when he came in to see Taquan, he said, oh, Taquan look like you and your mama.
And I was like, well, he looked like you with them crazy eyes. I told him I need help with this child because Destiny don't have no money. But he did not do that. He blocked calls and everything.
So, Mr. Bell, do you remember going to see Taquan?
No.
So you're saying you never even been over there. This whole thing that they're describing didn't happen.
He came over there when he was a month old.
Mr. Bell, does this look familiar? This picture?
No.
Oh, you just lying. You is a liar.
What you
It's all
crying?
right.
Don't care about your crime.
We're gonna get the truth. The truth says set you free.
So, Destiny, you're upset now because you're just saying he's just lying.
You just
Yes.
lie. Why would you just lie?
You saying he came over to see the baby.
Yes, when my baby was 1 month old.
I was right there in the room with him, Your Honor.
Well,
My
you have
husband
a
really
truck.
wanted to go off on him.
Why he
but
didn't
I
then?
told him don't do it.
He could have.
You know what I'm saying?
How could he if you weren't there, Mr. Bell?
Exactly.
You was there.
Exactly.
So, Miss King,
guess
you're
what I
very
wanted to
quiet. Has Mr. Bell ever said he came over to see Taquan?
No.
Never told you that.
No. She told me that he came over there. That's when she messaged me on Facebook. And when I asked him, he told me no. And then when I hear that something about a truck, he doesn't have a truck, so if he stays with me, I know exactly what
It was
he
an
had.
Impala. Yes.
If it was a truck, she said a truck.
Well,
She
I don't
didn't
know
know.
what
How many
truck or
Impala
car.
trucks do you know?
Well, does he have an Impala, Miss King?
My father has one.
So he driving your daddy car to our house. Ain't that so, sweetie?
I'm gonna stop this nonsense. Ron, I'm ready for the envelope.
All right. Yes.
In the case of Cousin versus Bell, when it comes to 7-month-old Taquan Cousin, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Bell, you are the father.
Thank you, Lord Jesus. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You silent now?
I'll take
silent.
my child support papers in the mail.
You've been chirping off all day.
All
It
day.
is what it-
You could not let them get a sentence out
It
without
is what it
downplaying everything they said. Everything.
You got 2 innocent women standing here.
Man, you
Both of them crying.
Sad and hard.
And you got
because
your
you
hands
played the
behind your
game.
back and your body language is saying you could care less.
about her.
It's about the baby.
Yeah, I'm wondering about Taquan right now. Did you see the baby when he was 1 month old?
No.
Did you have sex with Miss Cousin more than one time?
No.
So you still lying.
It only takes one.
You under oath and you still lying. Your girlfriend crying and you lying. And she knows it. Is there something you'd like to say, Ms. King?
I apologize on my behalf because I wasn't there. And I could probably feel your pain because it could have been me. Like, we got 2 kids together. But see, how you guys see him, I see it different because when my 2 kids, he's there. But I do apologize.
We accept your apology, baby.
Ms. Knox, you are seeking a DNA test to prove to your ex-boyfriend, Mr. Bailey, that he is the father of your 1-year-old son, Cash. You claim the only reason he's denying your son is because of his meddling mother. Not only do you want to establish paternity, you are also suing for child-rearing expenses in the sum of $3,480. Is that correct? Ms. Bailey, you claim your son is a famous dancer and is about to hit it big. Both of you claim Ms. Knox is pinning a baby on your son because she is after his fame and future fortune.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Knox, what has Mr. Bailey done for Cash since he's been born?
Your Honor, for the past year that I've had my child, I had to struggle to take care of him alone. I paid for everything.
That's because you wanted to, little girl.
That's because
no, ma'am.
No, I paid for everything because
no, ma'am.
He quit his job, and in June of 2014, I asked him when will he start to pay for something, and he said he will.
I always had
July 13, 2014, when it came, he didn't have anything in the hospital with nothing. I paid for everything.
Because you wanted to.
I paid for everything. You didn't have a job, so how were you gonna pay for it?
Because you wanted. Okay, hold on.
You didn't have a job.
He got a
You didn't have a job.
Let's get some order. Let's get some order.
You didn't. You don't have any money, so.
You don't know what I got.
Let's get some order.
I got a whole lot. I got more than you.
No, you don't.
You gotta listen to the judge, man.
Let's get some order.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Do you have receipts?
Yes, I do have
That
receipts
will substantiate
of all the stuff that I had bought for my child.
Jerome, may I see those, please?
I had to buy wipes, car seats, strollers. I had to buy everything. I haven't seen anything from it, Mr. Bailey.
So these are receipts for
A car seat,
walker,
a stroller,
car seat, swing, baby expenses. They total $6,960.
Yes, ma'am.
Half of which is $3,480, which you say he would be responsible for.
Yes.
To help raise the child that you claim is, in fact, his biological child.
Ma'am, as soon as my potential child was born, I paid to get his circumcision. I paid for that. That was $200 out of pocket.
Why, if he's not your child?
No question. No question.
If you didn't think he was yours, why pay for it?
The same reason why I bought everything else.
You ain't do nothing for your own son, so I don't even know why you here. You didn't take care of him, so why are you worried about my child?
All right.
She don't know.
You didn't take care of him. You didn't take care of him.
She don't know.
Ma'am. Let's get some order. Listen, I'm not going to entertain this. The next time I have to hit this gavel, I'm just going to dismiss the case and we won't have any answers today. Mr. Bailey, you knew this was your potential child, but you did not know for certain.
Correct.
That's why you say potential.
Correct.
After the child was born, did you stay involved?
You know, I really didn't get a chance to. She took off to Texas.
Ms. Knox, you left the
2
state?
days.
Yes, ma'am. I left to go to Texas because I needed help to raise my child. I couldn't go to your mother because your mother didn't even raise you.
Why do you think she left?
Only she knows the real reason why she left.
So when she left,
I have evidence.
I'd like to see that evidence. What is this evidence, sir?
I have evidence showing that you only got those things to stack up because I said I was going to put you on child support. That's the only reason why you got it.
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I have it too.
Let's get some order. Mr. Bailey, you say this is evidence of what?
That's me. That's just like some of the stuff I had around the house. You know, that I purchased for cash.
Yeah,
some of the stuff he wore. Some of it he wore. Some of it's brand new. Still in. You know, still have tags on it.
I have evidence showing that he only did that
walker, I have the
because I
receipts.
said I was putting him on child support. I have evidence.
Let me see your evidence.
I have the walkers.
I never seen the clothes, but besides on holidays,
and this is evidence you've submitted. It is a tweet that he says, "I wonder how many more receipts I'ma need before I go to court."
Right.
What? What kind of tweet is this, Mr. Bailey?
It's a joke because who does that? Like, what type of fun? I have two kids.
You wrote
I have 2 kids.
No, did you tweet this?
Yes, ma'am. I have 2 kids.
What is it about?
I mean, it's me making a joke. Like, I have 2 kids. Like, who does that? Who keeps receipts? I don't keep receipts on my children. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying?
So what, you're being sarcastic in this tweet?
Right.
Your Honor,
I never had to do that.
Mr. Bailey, I want to understand your doubt because you say you're at the hospital. You went through the pregnancy with her.
Yes, ma'am.
You signed the birth certificate.
Yes, ma'am.
So when did you start doubting?
when his mother started talking, Your Honor?
I started doubting when I started seeing her actions. Like, who does that? Around the time I had first went gala, right? I'm not no phone checking type person. That's not my style, okay? But I just so happened to go through her phone. She was texting me and this little dude around the same time, telling us it was like the same conversations, right? Like minutes apart, not even, you know, like minutes apart. So the last text message said, I'm gonna come give you a hug and a kiss, right? From the other guy. And my text message said, I'm on my way to come get you. So it's pretty much whoever got there first. If he would have got there first, if she was already pregnant, that probably would have been his baby. She probably would have been saying it's his baby.
Wait a minute, what?
I don't know.
Like, she probably would have been at his house.
Wait.
One more time,
Stop.
Anna.
I need you to start that again, because I'm not understanding this doubt.
Okay.
You're saying from a text message you saw?
Before I got pregnant, he said, yeah, I know.
Before she was pregnant?
Yeah.
You saw a text message in her phone?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
That's correct.
Several.
Several.
That's not
so it was your text message to her, followed by another man.
Yes, ma'am.
And that other man's text had
our time intervals was like right there.
And it seemed like there was something intimate going on with the other guy.
I mean, it was clear as day. It was just like.
Well, why you stood there then?
So what you're saying is that said to you in your mind, she's having sex with both of us.
I think she was pregnant when she met my son. And the reason why I say that, because every time somebody went over there, she was under the cover. It's a shotgun house. It was my house. I left it to him. So when you walk in, you're in the living room, in the room. The proper thing to do, little girl, is get up and acknowledge your guest who's ever.
I don't acknowledge you.
He wasn't even there.
I don't even like him.
So hold on, Miss Bailey.
I don't care if he don't like
you. Don't even Miss Bailey, talk to me. Because I want to understand what you're saying. You said you believe she was already pregnant
when she met my son. And the reason why I say that is because you own the social media, okay? So obviously you done saw what he was doing for his other kids and maybe even what's going on for...
Yana, he does not have a career. I don't know what career you're talking about, but he does not. He was nothing when I met him, and he's nothing now.
And like you,
it was your house.
Calm down. Miss Bailey, explain to me why you believe she was pregnant before she even met your son.
Because when we actually did have a conversation, she's gonna say, oh, well, I'm 3 months pregnant.
Lies. Yeah.
And I'm like, 3 months pregnant, and that was in November.
This is your evidence here? Please step over to the exhibit and show me.
3 months. It was November. She told me she was 3.5 months pregnant. She met my son in October. Either way, whether it was November or December, it don't matter, little girl. It don't add up. So at this point, I'm looking at her. Now, mind you, she never one time got out of the bed every time we go over there. She's always covered up. So when I see her, she's like, maybe in between here.
So you're saying she looked like she was 5 or 6 months pregnant
when I physically saw her, when she told me she was 3 months.
Okay.
Me even meeting her,
okay, you can step back over to the podium.
When he came and, you know, he was trying to get me to talk to the little girl, I said, I don't think so. It's just something about her that I don't like. From day one, I kept telling him.
That's what I said, Yana.
I don't...
Your Honor,
because he's about to really make it big as a dancer.
Right.
He's about to be famous.
He did take a few trips to Hollywood.
He came back with nothing.
You don't know what he came back with. Because you didn't get nothing. Because you didn't get nothing.
He came back a week later. So if you go to Hollywood to make
come back
out of your life,
Your Honor.
you are not going to come back a week later to do this? What is that?
Your Honor.
That's not no career.
He did not come back a week later. And even if he don't make it.
That's not money because he's shaking his shoulder.
Hold on, baby.
That's not a career, baby. Come with something else.
Have you ever requested a DNA test?
3 times. I asked her 3 times, and we haven't seen Cash ever since I brought that up. And then every time we want to see Cash, Edward has to give her something. Oh, well, if you give me a case of diapers, you can see cash.
Okay.
Yeah, and I still don't receive the stuff. And the reason why I don't give them to him because, first off, their house is not even properly, it's not even a house. It's dirty, it's filthy, it's
You lie!
You didn't, I still don't trust my child with you because you didn't raise your own child, so I have a problem with it.
You are a liar,
if you didn't raise
girl.
your own kids, why would I just freely give my child to you?
But you understand that if he's in fact the biological father of this child, he has a legal right to see the child.
He does, but if you're not doing nothing for him, there's no reason for you to come get him.
Hold on.
If you're not taking care of my child, what is your reasons for coming to get him?
Well, listen, but this is a good legal lesson for you, just so you know, Ms. Knox, because if he's not the biological father and somebody else is, it doesn't matter. The legal right to see your child is separate from your legal responsibility to take care of them. Okay. Meaning, a man can be behind in his support. That happens, it does, but that does not in any way affect, cut off his right to see the child, because ultimately it's about the child's best interest. I'm trying to understand, Mr. Bailey has gone through this entire process, signed a birth certificate, he's seen some text messages that he maybe says he feels like you might have been with somebody else, but I just have not gotten to this doubt. I want to understand what this doubt is. Now, Mom, I heard you. I get your doubt. And Mr. Bailey, I want to understand yours fully.
I mean, she goes as far as to dealing with my friends, like a couple of mile apart. I don't know if she think I don't know about it or not. But they always tell me, they always come back and tell me, son, your baby mama tore up. She trying to talk to me like she, you know what I'm saying? Like all the time. Like, you know, I know how dudes is.
Never heard of Iana. That's something new.
Wait, she tore up? What do you mean?
Like,
she messed up.
A thought.
You know.
Out here.
A thought is basically
jumping around. Like, first of all, she constantly threatens me. I'm gonna put you on child support, I'm gonna put you on child support. Then double back a couple days later. I'll never do that to you. I'll never do that to you. I'll never put you on child support. I'm like, all right. Then she even tweets, like how good of a father like she's happy that I've been there, and that I've been taking care of my son and so on and so forth. But I received a letter saying that she must have went down there and filed and took me out child support. Why would you do that? The only reason.
So you're saying you got a letter in the mail that says that you were going to be taken off child support?
No, my case would no longer be pursued. I didn't even know.
So when you got that letter,
the only way they would close your case is if she went down there and claimed somebody else is the father and she put somebody else on child support, or she just went down there. Like, why would you do that? Why would you take me out if, like, I don't understand.
So, well, Ms. Knox, I mean, if you had a case pending against him and then they said they were no longer going to pursue that case, did you go down and say
no, Yana, I filed for it at first. And then I really didn't want to do it because I feel like you grown. I shouldn't have to go through child support in order for you to take care of a child that you helped me make. So I did it, and then I just ain't respond to the case the most. So that's how the case got closed. I didn't go down there and say close the case. I just didn't respond to it at all. But I recently did it. I did it because I did not want to have to go through that process. I do not want to have to sit around and wait on no check that you do not have.
So
you don't even have no money to give me.
Okay, so
you don't even have a job. So I'm not trying to go through no child support. I'm not trying to make you go through it.
I got several
That's why I did not go through with it the first time. But once I realized that the years just going by and you really not going to help me take care of my child, now you're back on child support. Now the process is going to start. It's going to continue.
It don't go like that, dummy. Once you
How? If you're about to receive your papers, I just came from court.
So
What
Ms. Knox,
what papers?
You're going to receive one in the mail.
Ms. Knox,
we're gonna
all right. With that said, I think it's time for the results. Thank you, Jerome. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Knox versus Bailey, pertaining to 1-year-old Cash Bailey, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Bailey, you are Cash's father.
That's fine. You're still a friend.
You seem emotionless. How does it feel?
That's my son. That's my son. I'm gonna move forward. what I gotta do as a father, and I'm not gonna let her bring me down, but just keep doing what I'm doing, because I know the truth.
You both are gonna have to figure out how to parent this child. Now, as it relates to your suit, Ms. Knox, you came in saying that you had spent $6,960 by yourself caring for this child.
Yes, yeah.
However, Mr. Bailey's testified and you've acknowledged he did pay $200 for the circumcision. As it relates to baby Cash, he's going to get credit for that. That brings the total expenses for you alone to $6,760, half of which would be $3,380.
Okay.
My judgment is for $3,380 for you, the plaintiff, because in fact, Mr. Bailey is Cash's biological father, and Mr. Bailey, you have a legal responsibility to help care for that child. Let me give you a news flash before we go. As you begin to take care of this child, keep receipts for everything you buy. Have that there. If in fact she proceeds with the child support case, you'll be responsible for that as well. But if there's ever any issue about what you buy, you're gonna be allowed. If you buy clothes for your child and you wanna keep those clothes at your house, you are completely, that's fine if you wanna do that.
Yes,
but keep proof of what you are doing for the child. If this comes up, you will need it if you have to deal with this issue again. I wish you all the best of luck.
Mrs. Casey, you've been married to the defendant for less than a year. Due to your husband's trust issues, you're worried you won't make it to your 1-year anniversary if you don't prove he is the biological father of your son, Jacob Hatfill. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Hatfill, you say sleeping with the babysitter landed you in a marriage with someone you don't trust. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Hatfill, did you have a good relationship before the marriage?
Yeah.
Did you have trust issues then?
Right about the time that we were finding out that she was pregnant.
That's supposed to be a happy time. What happened?
She hadn't told me she'd quit taking her birth control or anything yet. We were talking about planning for the future and a possible children in the future, not immediately at that moment.
So you have trust issues?
Yes.
But at one time, this relationship was a happy one.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mrs. Casey, take me back to that time.
I had started babysitting for his family. I saw him, thinking he was a cute guy. And we started chit-chatting, and he had said they had told me the rules. It was, no running in and out of the house because it was hot that day, the air conditioner was on. Make sure the kids don't go in and out of the house, and no sleeping with the babysitter on duty.
Really?
I thought it was love at first sight.
And so you instantly fell for him?
Yes. I've been the side lady, and now I'm the main one. We're married, and I want this to be a happily ever after with my little family.
And so, Mr. Hatfill, you slept with the babysitter. Broke the rules.
But it was after hours. It wasn't during the time of being babysitting or anything like that.
It wasn't?
No. And me and Andrew proceeded to talk from that moment on.
So you started dating?
Yes.
How did you get to a place where you thought she actually had slept with someone and Jacob may not be your biological son?
By coming across text messages in her phone.
Oh.
I have.
You've brought some to court?
Brought some to
Jerome,
court.
may I see that evidence, please? Thank you.
You're welcome. They would be to Miss Casey from somebody she was with prior to me.
And so these text messages read, "Are you up? What are you doing? I just got off. Can I come by?" They're all questions with no responses. At the time she's your wife?
Before.
And right before she got pregnant?
This was right after she was pregnant.
Okay, what it signaled to you was, if this was going on right after she got pregnant, was it going on right before?
Exactly.
Miss Casey, you remember these text messages? You recognize them?
Sort of, kind of, yes.
So who could it be, sort of, kind of?
This guy had messaged me, asked me to be his mistress whenever he got married. I had told him flat out no.
When did that start?
It had happened after we had gotten pregnant. He was messaging me, asking me to hook up. I kept telling him no. I kept telling Mr. Hatfill about these messages.
Was she honest, Mr. Hatfill, about the fact that this ex was reaching out, asking her to be his mistress?
After it was brought up to me, yes, she was honest, but I still felt like there was a missing side of the conversation.
And this was a guy she was intimate with in the past, am I correct?
Yes.
When he sent these text messages, you did not respond?
Correct.
And so, Mr. Hatfill, do you believe she did not respond?
No. I was currently staying at her parents' house, and I was sitting in the garage with one of her family members when the guy in question had come in the back door and knocked on our bedroom door.
He was looking for the family member.
I felt like he was looking for Miss Casey because the supposed person he was looking for was sitting in the garage with me.
Oh.
When the door come open and he realized I was sitting in the garage is when he spun around, grabbed the supposed person he was looking for and his current girlfriend and turned around and left. He also had made an appearance later on that evening when he had brought them back, knocking on the door while me and her were lying down in bed at about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning.
What?
So that tells me that there's something more than just these mysterious text messages.
Miss Casey, who in their right mind knocks on somebody's door at 12:31 in the morning, period, much less a woman they used to sleep with, unless they're interested in sleeping with her again and looking for her?
He was looking to take my family member's girlfriend at the time home.
Not at 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning when he come by, it was your name he was saying.
I didn't hear that.
Wait a minute.
I was asleep.
You said when he was knocking on the door, he was saying Miss Casey's name?
Yes.
But you're not pulling the part to where you cheated and you had other girls messaging you while I was still in bed with you. We were sleeping.
Right.
We were supposed to be sleeping, and you
You're
were
right.
sending nude pictures to another girl.
I haven't said any of that because all this doubt that's here that's
so
caused
I
a
was
problem in our
doubted before
relationship
we even
is the whole
conceived,
reason
Jacob. We were
that
still in
I even
Camargo
stepped out
you were
then.
still sending naked pictures to other females, and females were sending the same pictures to you.
Now we get into the meat of this, okay? Because I couldn't understand how a perfectly happy couple, it was love at first sight, don't sleep with the babysitter, but I did, but it worked out, and we so happy, and then all of a sudden, change the channel, and we got trust issues out the wazoo. So let's be honest, and that's why we're here. Mrs. Casey, did you have revenge sex with this man to get back at him because you thought he was having sex with his ex?
No. I've never once cheated on him in the 3 years.
So why is it when we saw those text messages, we don't see a text that comes after that that goes, stop texting me, I'm married?
Because he had blocked me on Facebook. I had blocked him, he blocked me.
How you gonna block somebody and you're waiting for them to respond to see if you can come over and have sex with them? That doesn't make good sense.
Because his girlfriend had found the messages.
So she was looking at him, and then at that point, he realized it and blocked it.
Yes.
This is so messy. You're saying Jacob doesn't look like you?
No, he don't.
He does. I'm fair-skinned. It doesn't have to be the dad's. He doesn't have to be, like, if you would look at
what color hair does this other guy have, since you say
brown
it doesn't
hair.
look like you?
When he was younger, it was sandy, strawberry blonde. Now it's a little bit more brown during more time he spends in the sun. Now, my father and me share dark hair, dark complexion, all the way through. I passed those genes down on into my oldest son, and he looks exactly like me, exactly like my father.
But it doesn't matter because he could have both sides of the family. He could be a strawberry blonde and blue eyes.
I want him to be my child. I signed the birth certificate. I was there when he was born. I'm not denying him one bit. The reason why we're here today...
Your family's bringing this up. There's text messages from your family saying, oh, you might as well go find Jacob's dad because you're not him.
Was that a conversation between me and them? No, it wasn't. That was a conversation between you and them.
But they're denying him that he's yours. You've denied him when he was 2 weeks old that he was not yours. So, 2 weeks old.
Miss Casey, after you had the baby, just 2 weeks later, he started to deny?
Yes, because he came out with the blonde hair and blue eyes.
And you're also receiving pressure and texts from his family indicating that they don't believe.
It makes me feel like I'm just a tramp or whatever, that I just, open my legs for anybody. I don't. I've been faithful to this man for 3 years. I want my family to be whole. I don't want it to be broken up.
I understand.
I hope I'm wrong.
Well, you are doubting him.
I have doubts in everything to do with it. I need to be sure so I know how to take care of this.
And these doubts started to occur during her pregnancy.
Yes.
Yes.
And so throughout the pregnancy, you had doubts.
Once I started having doubts, it came to a point to where a month or two later, I basically broke it off with her. I stepped away from the relationship. I sent her back to her mom and dad.
But he never fully told me we were
yes,
split up.
I did.
He told me he loved me and we were still together. He couldn't wait to see me and everything else. So we weren't fully, he would come to see me.
I would, because you were pregnant.
But you told me you loved me. We still
And I do
We
love
still
you.
had
I did
sexual
love you then.
contact when you were with another female, though.
Just because I was staying there
sexual
don't mean I
contact.
was sleeping with her at the time. That was a
But
place
she
to
said
stay.
that you guys were, and you were still sleeping in the same bed with her.
And again, so
This
did
is
the-
during
so
the
did
marriage?
No, this was during whenever I was first pregnant.
So did the guy that these text messages and everything else were from. He said he was sleeping with you during the
I told
time.
you that millions of times. I've never once cheated. I've been faithful to you for 3 years.
Mr. Hatfill, you said there's also medical reasons why you believe you are not Jacob's biological father.
Jacob has one kidney. He's had to have surgery. He has to see a urologist every 6 months to once a year now. I've been there every step of the way from birth to now with the boy.
And I can see that makes you
for him.
emotional when you talk
And
about him.
I just want to be able to take care of him the best as possible and get everything between me and her better, because to take care of him and his brother the best that we cannot have this back and forth. It's bad for the kids. It teaches them bad habits. It gets them yelling and screaming at people, and then they feel the tension and they don't want to mind or listen. We got to get this under wraps now before it gets any further out of control, or we're going to have to step back from each other. I just want to know what we need to know for Jacob.
And I know it hurts you. I can see that. You bring this baby, you help bring this child into the world. You say you've been with them every step of the way.
Every step of the way. I missed one sonogram. During the time of all this, the doubt and everything taking place, I was getting up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'd be at work by 6 after an hour drive. I'd work 10 to 15 hours a day and then come back home, and then this is what I get.
And you believe, Mr. Hatfill, that this is further proof that you are not Jacob's biological father. Explain to the court why you believe that.
I don't know anybody in my immediate family, let alone in my family tree, that has any of the same issues.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's hereditary. The doctor said it can't be hereditary. It could, but then it could not.
Doctor also said that it's more likely hereditary on one side or the other if it does not fall with the Down syndrome gene, and Jacob clearly does not.
We have an expert here because I am very interested in hearing more about birth defects or this particular issue of being born with one kidney and how that potentially relates to paternity. So the court would like to call Dr. Tasha Rogers to the courtroom. Jerome, will you please escort her in?
Sure. Maybe go up to witness stand next to the judge.
Okay.
Watch your step going up.
Okay.
Hi, doctor.
How are you?
Thank you so much for joining us today. We are here discussing paternity of a beautiful little 12-month-old boy, Jacob. He was born with a medical issue, having one kidney.
Okay.
And our potential dad, Mr. Hatfill, he's confused as to whether or not this is hereditary. First thing I want to ask you is what's the difference between birth defects and genetic defects?
Okay. A birth defect is a random error of conception that has no genetic basis at all. A genetic defect is when the chromosomes of mom and dad come together and something happens.
Understood. And so if a child is born with one kidney, could this defect be considered hereditary? And if yes, what's the likelihood that it's inherited?
Okay. When we talk about having one kidney or renal agenesis, it is what we call multifactorial, meaning it is multiple reasons, and we're not exactly sure why. It can be environmental. Is mom on a medication? Has she been exposed to some toxins? Lifestyle, obesity, drug use, alcohol use, or very rarely, is it genetic? And that's if there's a mutation. So even if it is genetic, dad could simply be, or mom could simply be a carrier, meaning they could have both kidneys, but just carry the gene.
And here, I believe Mr. Hatfill testified that Jacob does not have any such mutation. Is that correct?
Correct.
And so given that fact, how does this relate to the possibility that this could affect his doubt concerning his paternity?
The genetics of it is minimal. We give minimal weight to genetics in it. So it's no way of saying that he's his or not based on that.
So the fact that he really has had these sleepless nights thinking, this child was born with one kidney, I wasn't born with one kidney, no one in my family, that really has no true basis.
None.
And yet if somehow they miss this mutation, then it could possibly be a genetic issue?
It could be, yes.
All right. So the question is, will this marriage survive?
I hope.
If he is not your biological child?
There's going to be a serious step back in the marriage.
Because this foundation is feeling very faulty right now.
That's the way it's felt to me for a long time.
I mean, even the energy between the two of you standing before me, you would have to tell me you married. No, I would not know. The stakes are very high today.
Yes, they are.
But I'm very thankful that we have answers for you. Jerome, I'm ready for the results.
There you go.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Casey versus Hatfill, when it comes to 1-year-old Jacob Hatfill, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Hatfill, you are the father.
Sorry.
Actually, I'm relieved, to tell you the truth. You know, you all know I don't know these results, okay? I was like, Lord, come on. But really,
It's my birthday.
It is? Well, what a blessing. Really, truly. What a blessing. And I can see it meant something to you. I could almost feel your breath stop as I was reading the results. And then when I read it, I could hear that sigh of relief. And it's a beautiful thing to get the truth. And I'm happy for you both. Because at the end of the day, the genesis of this was something beautiful. And then we let trust issues affect the foundation of this family. And ultimately, it affected the way in which we view this beautiful, innocent child. And I can see that affects you because you knew it was affecting it.
Mm-hmm.
And just as you so eloquently stated, everything that goes on in that house, they understand, they can feel the intention behind the words. So I'm so happy we got this truth today, so you all know. Thank you, doctor, for giving us that insight. But more importantly, it's in time to focus on him. Mm-hmm.